Hey, what's happening, you guys? This is your boy Creative D Will, your everyday creative dad. Welcome to the channel and thank you guys for tuning in. Today I got a really dope video for you guys. We're going to be taking a look at the Maschine 2 software and the hardware, and I'm going to be going over a comprehensive, like a beginner guide for those of you who just picked up the Maschine and want to get a better understanding of it. So without further ado, you guys know what's up, man. Also, hey, a lot of you guys are not subscribed to my channel, so please consider hitting that like button, that subscribe button, and the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Like 80% of y'all are not subscribed. So if you get value from the video, then please hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. And we're gonna go ahead and dive in and get to it. So y'all know what time it is. Let's go ahead and dive in and let's get creative. All right, you guys, so welcome back. As you can see, I decided to start this video off by telling you guys where you can go and get the actual, once you first buy your Maschine, then the thing that you're going to need to do is go to Native Instruments and go to Native Access in order to start accessing the software and all the products that that comes with the hardware that you purchase. So if you bought a complete control keyboard, if you bought a Maschine or Micro, Maschine Plus, MK3, then you're gonna need this Native Access in order to download it. So all you gotta do is go to Native Instruments and download Native Access. Let me see if I can pull it up here on my desktop and see. And I got Maschine already pulled up. Let's pull up Native Access. Native Access. For some reason it doesn't show up on my actual desktop. So boom. Y'all can't steal my credentials. Boom, I have no updates or anything like that. So as soon as you log in, I have a lot of different Native Instruments products, so that's why you see all my stuff here and everything is registered. If you have a code that comes with your Maschine or your keyboard, then all the products that's registered to that code, that serial number, can be inputted right here. So you go over here and you actually add the serial, and it'll populate all the products that's not installed based off of that. It'll populate right here all the products that's not installed based off of that serial number. Now, let me tell you guys a little trick. This is something that I wish that I would have known beforehand, but I have a separate hard drive that I put all of my products. So all you see all of these Maschine products. It's a lot of not a Maschine product, but Native Instruments products. It's a lot of different stuff in here, right? So what I did was I put all of this stuff on an external hard drive SSD so it can load faster and it's not bogging down my computer. And to do that, you have to go over here to Preferences, and when you go into Preferences, you will see File Location. I changed all of these folders to literally the same. I named these folders right here inside of my D hard drive. I called it Download Location, I called it Application Location, I called it Content Location, VST64 Location, and VST32 Location, all inside of my D drive. And that way, that whenever I go in, and I got 2 terabytes of SSD, whenever I install any product of Native Instruments, then it automatically goes on that hard drive and it doesn't even hit my computer. So it's installed, the SSD is installed in my computer, so I'm not worried about like not having it with me, but it is a separate SSD and I recommend you guys do that. So once you got all of your serial numbers typed in, then available not installed will be the products. Available updates is all I mean, that's no explanation. Dang, messed that all up. No explanation needed. That's all the products that are available as far as the updates, and then installed products show everything that you have. So, all right, so that's enough about that. Let me bring up Maschine here. Let me close out Native Access first. Boom. Bring back up Maschine here. So as you can see, this is the Maschine 2 software, right? When you pull it up, yours is gonna look like this. There's nothing on here. So the first thing that I recommend you guys do is come up over here to File Preferences and get familiar with your preferences. Why I say that is because this is how, once you set these preferences, then it's literally like set and forget. So general, obviously is a startup, reload last project if you want to. I'm not going to go through all of these because you can read and set this up how you want to set it up. But these are just general preferences based off of what you like and everything. I'm gonna take this off because I don't want record and quantize. I keep enabling that. I started it one time, but then it freaking kept going. So I'm gonna update that preference. All right, so the next thing that you want to do is you have to set up your audio preferences. Now this might be a no-brainer, but you have to come over here and select your device, your audio interface. So if you're new to producing, or I know this is a beginner guide and I know you guys probably already have a little bit of information, but I'm gonna start off with the bare basics so I can catch everybody. So I have a Universal Apollo audio interface. I selected that, and that's how you can hear the sound coming from my computer. Now the MIDI, you don't have to do this because it should automatically be connected, and you can see I have complete control, a keyboard, so you can see it right there. And Maschine plus virtual, I don't need none of that because Maschine is plugged up and it is working. All right, so this is your project templates and metronomes. You can change all of this stuff, change the metronome sound, like the deep. You can change to whatever sound you want. This is my project template. When I load my project, the standalone version, it doesn't look like this empty project. It loads up stuff that I put a project that I already have saved. So the next thing is that's very important. This should automatically populate it, because once you install Maschine software, I guess it automatically goes to where you have everything installed. So these are my different user libraries. I have other user libraries that I put on here, so I'll make sure I put that here. Just hit add and you can hit rescan and to scan all your plugins. If some of your plugins are missing with Native Instruments, then make sure you have this this user content selected and hit rescan. This is very, very important. Plugins, right? So if you have third-party plugins, which you can see I have a whole bunch of different third-party plugins, you want to come over here, and I have mine installed in a separate folder. So the D drive VST plugins, I have all my plugins installed in this D drive, this separate from my C drive, or my I guess the normal place where plugins install. Native Instruments will automatically find your VST Steinberg location and VST plugin, so you don't have to go and route that if it's up there. If it's not up there, then you need to go and route all your plugins. And this is like my Waves plugins, my Fab Filter plugins, all of my third-party plugins are loaded here. Hardware, this is preferences. I don't mess with none of that. And colors. Boom. So boom, that's a quick rundown of the preferences menu. That's the basic starting point where I recommend everybody start from. All right, so the next thing that you want to do is you want to get familiar with these different tabs up here. This is where you're going to be navigating all of your sounds inside the Maschine. This is how everything is accessed. This is all the content is accessed. And we're just going to go through them one by one, and we're going to take a look at it. So first, you have all projects. Let me show you guys something really dope here. So if you're new to Maschine, I recommend you going through here and looking at some of these projects. Reason being is because there's different workflows and different styles inside the Maschine. My workflow might be different from your workflow. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to go in here and look at these projects. I figured this out late in the game. You want to go look at all of these projects, and you want to see how these workflows, how people created their projects and everything like that, because these projects were created from different artists and everything with Native Instruments. Now, these projects will show you how this person laid out their stuff, like, right? Intro, verse 1, V2, hook, bridge, hook, and all that good stuff, right? And outro. So you can see, hey, this is how they like to work. And you can come over here to your ideas view, and you can see, okay, now I'm getting an idea of that. Now I'm gonna change it over here. Let's pull up a different kit. Disregard. Boom. Now you can see that this person's is very different, right? So this might be a workflow that you want to adopt, and you can look and see how this person likes to work. So these projects are super dope to give you ideas and just see how other people decided to structure their project inside a Maschine. So the next tab over here, let me go back over here to open recent, 10-minute cookup, disregard, boom. The next tab is your groups tab. Now, the native access thing that I showed you, I have a lot of expansion packs. So these groups, when you first get Maschine, if you don't have the complete Ultimate Collector's Edition that gives you all the expansion packs, Maschine has these separate expansion packs that you can go on and buy these different expansion packs. Now these expansion packs come with like I guess pre-created kits. I mean by kits, all of the sounds are mapped. Boom. Native Instruments, they create different kits. So you guys can see my top down view. Let me move this over some so you can get an idea. Boom, bring this down. All right, so and these kits already have different phaser or filters and all these plugins already automatically added, and you can go in and create beats easily with these different kits. Now what makes this super dope, these groups dope, is that these expansion packs give different vibes. So this one right here that I'm on, Faded Reels, this is more so like a lo-fi vibe. Now I can come over here and select let's say applied burnt hues, right? And we come over here and add this kit. This is that kit has more 808 hip hop trap style feel to it. So these groups are super duper dope. It's preloaded kits that's already created for you, and you can buy additional expansion packs at nativeinstruments.com. I'm not gonna leave a link in the description. Why? Because they ain't paying me. So just go over there by yourself and check that out. Anyway, sorry. So let's come over here to the next one, right? Boom. All sounds. Then it literally is what it means, all your freaking sounds. So you can come over here and browse sounds by individual kits. Let's come over here to Crate Cuts, and now I'm in Crate Cuts and we have different sounds. Boom. I hit this X button right here and it'll give me a hierarchy or a menu for those different sounds. So I can go over here in Crate Cuts. I'm in Crate Cuts expansion pack or kits or sounds, and I could browse just bass instruments. And that's what makes Maschine so powerful, is this this ability to browse different sounds and subcategories like at your fingertips. You can also browse these same sounds over here on the hardware, right? And that's why a lot of people navigate to the Maschine, because you have all of that stuff. Everything that I'm doing in the software, I can do it right here in the hardware. So you can browse different sounds. I can come over here. I can I'm in bass. I can say, okay, I'm in bass. I want an analog bass. Boom, Johnny bass. Then you double click on it, click on whichever pattern you want to add. Matter of fact, let's create a different group. Boom. And I'm gonna label this group bass, B-A-S-S, right? Boom. And then I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna add Johnny bass. Now I got Johnny bass added from this sound pack, or this actual not sound pack, but this yeah, the which one am I in? I don't even know what I'm in. But anyway, I got a bass loaded. So all right, so we're gonna get out of that. Boom. And we're gonna move over to the next tab. Now, instruments. Now, if you bought Maschine, and it should already come with like complete starter and all this other stuff, and it gives you a whole bunch of different type of instruments. Your instruments won't look like all of mine, but there's different categories. You can see right here, I have drums and percussion instruments. I have sample instruments. I have just all kind of different type of instruments. Now I can browse all of my instruments by just manufacturer or category, vendor, and all that good stuff. Or I can come over here and I can just select the picture. I click on one and we're gonna bring up an instrument. Boom, let me add an instrument, right? Boom. And we're gonna add Alicia Keys. Now that I added it, gotta make sure you're in sounds. I can come over here. I've added an instrument, but if you want to see the actual instrument, pull that instrument up, you just come over here and double click, and you can click this right here, and that'll bring up exactly, it's Alicia Keys, but it's in a contact instrument, right? So I can come over here, I can either browse that specific instrument. Boom. And these are all the different pianos within that one instrument. Or I can say, you know what, I don't want to just do one specific instrument. I want to browse all of my different sounds. I want to come over here to piano. Where's piano? Let's find piano. Do the piano and keys. And I want to browse all of the piano and keys sounds that I have inside a Maschine altogether. I don't just care about one specific instrument. And then when I hit load, boom, it automatically loads whatever instrument this sound has come from. So you know how I had Alicia keys up, boom, now it's hybrid keys, right? Because that's the instrument that I selected from all of my different sounds and instruments that I have available, right? So that's why this hierarchy, like I said, this is why Maschine is so powerful and so dope, is because you have all of these just different hierarchies of ways to navigate all of the sounds that comes inside a Maschine. I think that's what makes it super duper powerful. All right, so the next tab is obviously effects. So say if I have this instrument loaded, but I like this effect, I want to add a compress or a reverb, right? I can just come over here, and these are all the different presets or effects that comes with this type of reverb. So if I just come over here and I add this right here underneath this instrument, then when I double click on it, you can see I added a reverb effect, right? So that's how you add different effects. Over here you can browse by different categories. I can say characteristics, enhancers, or I can come over here to tape. Okay, now I'm gonna get rid of this sound. Boom, then I'm gonna add an analog tape. Now I have from this plugin, Tape Mellow. This is actually not a Native Instruments plugin, but this is from Ontario. So I was able to browse my third-party plugins and effects from Native Instruments browsing, which makes it super duper dope. You can't do that in a lot of other programs. That's why Maschine is so powerful, right? So I added that tape effect. Boom. I can come over here and change different parameters and all that good stuff. And it's right there at your fingertips. So like I said, that's why Maschine is so dope. Now we're gonna come over here to different loops. Now something interesting with loops, right? These are all the loops that come with your packs and all the sounds and everything like that. I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna select one of my favorite expansion packs, which is Crate Cuts. And we're gonna find a loop. Now I'm gonna go to piano and keys, right? And we shift and mute. That's how you stop the sound. Now I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna add another group. Boom, and I'm gonna add this sound to that loop to this pad. Now when I'm over here and I'm going through all of these different sounds, you can see the key, you can see the tempo of those different sounds, right? Or those different loops. Now as I change my tempo, listen. You hear the tempo of the actual loop changing. That's what's super dope about Maschine as well, is that your loops in all your samples and everything, not all your samples, but all your loops, they automatically adjust to the tempo that you have selected. So that's what it's gonna sound like in your project when you drag and drop it. So I'm gonna mute that, right? Now the last section is all your one shot. So these are like just boom, one shot of an instrument, right? I can come over here. We have drums under here. I can navigate and say, okay, I wanna do all of my kick one shots. These are all of the kicks inside a Maschine. Now, all of this stuff that I mentioned, I can do the same thing from my Maschine, just hardware, right? Let me bring up just the hardware by itself. Top down, boom. Now I can navigate all of these same sounds and everything right here from just this section of my Maschine. So I just come over here, these top two buttons right here. First, you got to make sure you're in the browser section, and I can start off. I got my project menu, I got my groups, I got my sounds, I have my instruments, and I have my effects, loops, one shots. So I'm gonna bring it up again, boom. Now watch, you can see as I'm navigating here, it's changing inside the software. So that's why the hardware is so powerful, because you can actually navigate everything and do everything right from the hardware, and you don't even need the software. If you get really, really good with the Maschine, you can do everything right here on the fly and actually just create music just from the Maschine and the hardware. I mean, the hardware by itself. Now that we've covered that section, let's go over to the this section up here, this top section, your scenes and different groups and everything. As you were seeing earlier, I was adding different sounds to different groups. There are different on Maschine. You have group A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, right? You can add various groups right here, and in these groups you can add different sounds and different kits and everything in these different groups. For example, I got this kit, but say over here I got a bass. Boom, I want to come over here. I got the keys. Let me label it. Boom, keys. And then I have over here, I have a sample. Boom, right? I got a sample. Now I can add different variations. Boom, right here. I can come right here and double click and I can add a pattern. I'm adding different patterns, and that means that let me show you guys. Hit shift and record to actually start a pattern, right? I'm gonna stop that. Now, let's say if I want to come over here, and this section up here is your ideas view. So this is an idea that I have. I was like, okay, I like that. Matter of fact, let me remove this. And I said, I like this first pattern. Now let me go ahead and duplicate that first pattern. Boom. Now what I just did is I took all of the information that was in this one and I copied it to another pattern. Now I can come over here. I'm on pattern 2 of group A. I can stop that, and if you see all the notes moving. If you hit shift in pad 5, which is quantize, that's how you quantize all of your notes to the actual grid. I'll tell you guys more about that in a little bit. So all right, so now boom, I have 2 separate patterns right under group A, and I have one pattern over here, a sample based pattern on group D. So I have pattern 1 right there, boom, and pattern I have the sample on group D. So let me move this over here. Boom, and we're gonna go back here. So now watch this. So if I hit play, now I can switch in between those patterns, right? Now I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna add another pattern, but this time I'm gonna add a kick. Boom, right? So it's all gonna make sense here in a little bit. So watch this. Hold on. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and record in. I don't like that. I don't like that kick. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna oh, you know what? Gotta get off of browse. I don't like that kick. So we're gonna change out this kick. Boom. What I failed to mention this file part up here, but we're gonna go back to that. We're gonna find an actual Maschine kick here, drums kick. You know what? We'll keep this kick. We'll keep that. I'll use this one. All right, so let's add a kick to this pattern. So as you can see, I have 3 different patterns under group A. Now you can see how this kit is starting to build itself out. So if I come over here, I know that I'm in C. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see what key this. Okay, it is in the key of A. So I'm gonna come over here to another group where I have a piano loaded, right? So keys loaded. And I'm gonna come over here to the keyboard mode inside a Maschine, the software, I mean the hardware, and I'm gonna change my chord, well, my root note to the root of A. And you do that just by coming over here and clicking on keyboard mode on the Maschine, and you go up to A3. Now the root of this is A. So that means that anything that I play on here on the keyboard, I mean on the pads, will sound good. So we're gonna add a key on the keyboard. Another group, another pattern. Can't really hear it, but it is there. Let me turn down that sample. Boom, so you can hear what I just added. So now that I have, boom, a decent little pattern going, we're going to delete these groups over here because we don't have anything on these groups just yet. Boom, delete, delete, and delete. All right, so now that I have this pattern going, we're going to say, okay, boom, you got a few different patterns going here. So let's add a few more. I'm going to go over here and duplicate this again. This is just my workflow. A lot of people don't work like this, but I like to work like this. So if I wanted to change the length of my loop recorded, then I can come over here. I can either hit pattern on there, then change it by extending it here. And you see it went from 4 bars in length in the right hand corner right here to 8 bars. So I want to keep it at 4 bars. But if I want to do that, then I can do that. Or I can go over here and I can say, you know what? I want to double this whole pattern. I want to double the length of this pattern. So what I did was I hit shift and hit pattern. Boom. Oh, no, sorry. I come over here and I hit pattern. And in order to keep the pattern menu, let me go back. I'm in the clips view. Boom. In order to have this pattern pinned down, so whenever you click on it on the Maschine, all you got to do is just click pattern and then hit this the pattern button here in the top left hand corner right there that says pattern. Boom. Now I want to double the size of this pattern, so I can either duplicate it by hitting duplicate, boom, and then I can say double, boom. So I doubled the length of this pattern. Now it's no longer just 4 bars. It is 8 bars. So that's how you double a pattern, right? Why you would want to do that, it all depends on if you want the length of your, or the length of the, it just all depends on the length of the song that you're producing in. If you like to produce in 4 bars, then go for 4 bars. If you like to produce in 8 bars, then produce in 8 bars. It's up to you, man. So boom, let's get out of patterns. And matter of fact, I'm gonna go through and undo that because I don't want to do 4 bars. But I thought I'd just show you guys just so you have an idea. All right, so now that I got this going, so I got something going there, right? So I could say, hey, this is gonna be my intro. This section up here is your scenes. So think of scenes like sections of your beat. So I say intro, then I can say, hey, verse 1. Remember when I was showing you guys the projects, you seen that different people that different people created their projects. They do something a little bit different up here. They might say intro, whatever, verse 1, verse 2, V2 for verse 2. Then you can say, okay, boom, this is my hook. Boom. Then I want an outro. Let's say outro. Boom. Right? So now I can go through and all of these patterns that I created, I can go through and say, okay, everything that's highlighted in this scene or this section will play. Right? So if I go right here to I want my sample just to play in the intro. Now, the interesting part is when I come over here and switch to this right here, Maschine will automatically switch to this next scene. So I wanted to actually, when I say switch over scenes, I wanted to finish this scene right here before it switch over to this scene. So watch this. So I can come over here and say, boom, I'm in scene 1, or intro. Then for verse 1, I want this to play. Boom. So watch. Here we go. I can come back to verse 1. So to make it a little bit different, I can say, okay, boom, I want to add a clap right here, right? Boom. So let's say from here to here. Let's go over here, duplicate this, and now I'm just building upon the beat. So I like that, right? So we're gonna add this. So shift quantize to make sure everything is lined up. And now I can come over here and say, okay, boom, I have this. Let's go. Let's play it real quick. Boom. And this is just how I'm arranging in my mind my song, right? So that's I can go back to verse 1 after this. Let that play for 2 times. And this is how I'm auditioning all my ideas. That's why they call this the ideas view. So, all right, so now I say, okay, I got the structure of my beat already laid out. I have all the patterns that I want. I want to turn this into a full song. How do I do that? So you come over here to scene, and on the machine you hit scene, and there's this button that's called a pin. A pin is gonna be your favorite friend. It's gonna be your best friend. Why? Because all of these different scenes and everything that I created, I can now structure them in the way that I want in song format. So I come over here to a pin, and the pin allows you to do that. It automatically on the actual machine. Let me show you guys a top down view. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. So on the machine, you can see that when I hit append, it switched from just the regular view that you see in the scene section to an actual song view. And song view on the software, let me pull up the software here real quick. Song view on the software, this is where the entire song is going to be laid out. So if you click on these little 3 lines right here, that'll bring you to your ideas view, and then you take it from ideas view to the song view. So now that I got song view played, up, I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like when I hit append over here in my ideas view. Let me go back to the ideas view real quick. Boom. So now I'm back in my ideas view. So when I hit append, boom, it automatically switches over to the song view, and now all of these different scenes and sections are gonna go and automatically import into my song. So I hit intro, boom, on my intro to play. I want my verse 1 to play twice, boom. Then we say verse 2, boom, 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 V2. Then we say hook, and then I don't even think I have anything for outro, but we're gonna add something for outro real quick. Boom, outro, and I'll just add just a sample again. Right, so I got that, and then we're gonna add outro twice, boom, and then that's gonna be our song. So I can get out of sections, and I can come back over here to boom, song view, and wow, there's my whole freaking song that I just created. Right, so I can come over here and I can play it, hit play. All right, so now that I have my little song arrangement here already played out, what I can do is, if I'm good with this and I like all of this, I like to convert all of mine to clips. And I'm gonna show you guys why I do that, because I think clips give you a lot more flexibility, kind of like a non-linear a linear DAW. If you are producing or creating music, you know what I'm talking about. But all right, so I converted it to a clip, and a clip literally gives you more freedom inside a machine to do what you need to do to the different sounds and stuff like that, right? So what I mean by that, this is what a clip looks like. So these are all clips of boom. You can see I'm in different sections. Now I can go through here and take stuff out. Like for example, I'm gonna come right here and I'm gonna do like a drop. I'm gonna take over here. Why is it that off of here? Boom. We're gonna zoom into this section right here. And then I'm gonna take out these last few bars right here. Right. Boom. I can even do it like that, or I can come over here and I can change the grid settings down here. Boom. And I can just come over here and back this up. So now it's taking that part of the beat away. So, and it's dope, because if you do that, then you can change, move, and everything like that. Before we had it just in pattern view, and it wouldn't give me that ability to do that. So I like to convert mine to clips, and that way I have more freedom to do what I want to do as far as like making drops and making transitions and all that other stuff. Now that I have a simple arrangement made up, let's go over here to the mixer view. Now the mixer view is how you add different plugins and everything like that. So matter of fact, let's go back here and I'm gonna show you guys on different, you got your group view, you have your sound view, and I can come over here and I can add a plugin to this actual sound. So this is my sample right here. Boom, I'm gonna loop this so you guys can hear this, and then I'm gonna show you guys this is how I typically add my plugins. But I also do it from the mixer view, but it's easier to add a plugin over here. So what I want to do is I want to add something like, let's say, let's see what halftime sound like. So this is a third-party plugin, and if I come right here, hit this plus button, this is how I add all of my different plugins inside a Maschine, right? Like your mix, your EQs, your compressors, your gates, and all that different stuff, right? So this is by Cable Guys. So let's see how this sounds. I like how that sounds. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna duplicate. Let's go here, copy, boom. And then I'm gonna come right here and then I'm gonna paste this right here. And then I'm gonna get rid of all of these, boom. Hit delete, 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 and delete it here, delete this here, and we're gonna delete this here and delete that there. All right, so I want to delete this here as well, and I'm going to take this off of here because I want this sound to sound normal until I get to the hook part. So it'll sound like this because all I did was, I'm going to say sample 2. We're going to rename this to sample hook. Boom. And it has a different plugin on it. So now you can see that this is different from this sample because I don't have, matter of fact, I can delete this plugin because I don't have this plugin on it. So boom, I want to come right here and I'm going to play it. And you'll hear the switch. All right, so another cool thing too is I can come over here, highlight these and hold Alt, and I can automatically just slide this over and it duplicates it for me. So watch this. Boom. And it's going to transition. This is supposed to be the outro, but we'll just say, okay, I just want to add that there just so you guys can see. I like how that sound. Boom. Now it's going to transition over. Watch. All right. So now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to add a group, right? And remember how I told you guys that I'm going to show you all of my different sounds that I have in my computer. So if you have your own kits and everything like that, then this is where I would go, and you can add your own drum kits and everything like that when you're adding these different you could build your own kits in these different groups and everything. But I utilize Maschine sounds and everything because y'all might not have these different sounds that I have. So in order to map, I guess, your sound bank that you have on your computer, you have to find your hard drive. So whenever you load it up and you go to file, you'll see that I have all of my hard drives that's on my computer. I have all my stuff stored in E drive. So you see all sounds. So I click on all sound. This is all the sounds that I have on my actual hard drive that's not in Native Instruments, like different kits from different manufacturers. Like, for example, I have the Somatics pack over here. Boom. Should be in C's. Boom. So these are different sound kits and everything. Now, what I like to do is, because you can see that there's a lot of different sounds and everything over here, I'm not going to be thumbing through all of these to look for specific stuff that I go to all the time. So I typically, what I typically do is I will right click on here and I'll add to favorites, and you can see all of my favorites are up here. So I can just navigate to all the sounds that I typically go to easily just right here, right? So I can come up here and say, I like that, right? Boom, I'm gonna add a group. I'm gonna call this effects, or let's put sound FX, right? And I'm gonna come over here to, I like Eldre's sounds and everything like that. So I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna go to ambient, and I like that, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the sound effects. I can double click right here, boom, add a different clip, boom, and I can come over here and add this sound effect on pad 1, and I'm gonna change it from sampler to audio engine. A sampler and an audio engine are totally different. Audio engine does exactly what it says. It changes this from just sample based on the machine to actually an audio file. So you can see that audio file right there, right? So, and I got it set to scratch. So I can come over here and I can say, I want this to go right there, boom, and let's see what it sounds like. And I can alt, boom, and come over here and add it again. And now I have a sound effect in my hook, on my hook, right? And now I want to add a transition, right? Boom. And I want to say, I like that. But let's go over here to cymatics, and let's go to Viper. I like Viper kits. So let's go to Serpent Lo-Fi. Let's go to FX. Let's go to various. Nope, don't want to go there. Boom, boom, boom. Drum one shots. Nope, no, not in there. There we go. FX. Sorry. All right, so I want to add reverse effect. Boom. Boom. I like that, right? So I want to add this transition right here. So I'll come over here and I'll add it to the pad 1, and then I want to come back over here, change it from sampler to audio engine. Boom. Or you can come over here on the machine and it is, boom, you hit, well, you don't need to know that. Just know you can do it from the hardware, and I'll show you. Boom. Now I got this. This is the automatic length of this transition has been, you can see that if I make it longer, then it just repeats itself. So I just come over here and I cut this out, boom, and we're gonna come over here, boom, and play. You see how it transitioned into that other section. Now I want to take that and I say, okay, I like that, but let me add an actual reverb to this. So I come over here, and these are all native instruments, different effects and everything that I showed you over here in the library effects section, FX section. So boom, I can come over here to native instruments, and I want to add RAM. I don't know if you call it RAM or ROM or whatever you call it, but I want to add that reverb because I like this reverb. We're gonna turn down the mix, boom, and let's turn that up. We'll turn down the mix just a tad bit. And now listen to this transition. I can turn down the transition right here. You see how it transitioned into that section, and it sounded real good and lush. So I added a reverb to that, and I can actually come over here and I can say, okay, I want to add another transition effect. So let's go back to files, boom, and I want to transition to just a different section of the beat. So I can say, okay, boom, I like that. I'm gonna add another clip right here, and you can see how, boom, when I double clicked on it and added that clip, it's different from this clip over here. So I could just have one group of nothing but just different transitions, and I double click right here. Boom, let's go back and let's make this, let's go ahead and go inside there and make that a little bit larger. Bow. And now I'm gonna change the same thing. You see how that's an audio engine. I want to come over here and we're gonna do it from the actual hardware. So what I would do is I would come over here and I got the sampler engine, and all I got to do is come right here. Oh, not empty, but click on the sampler engine on the actual, you can't see, so let me show you guys top down, boom, both cameras top down. All right, so I'm on the hardware now. So you can either change the sampler to audio engine just by coming over here to internal and then audio, or you can come right here and make sure you are in the plugin instance of the hardware and boom, click on it and then go down to audio. And now it changed from a hardware to an actual audio engine. All right. So I'm gonna make that smaller, boom, and we're gonna come over here and put that right at the end on that line. You see how it's moving, snapping to the grid? That's because I have this hashtag on down here, and I can do the same thing over here and turn that on. And if you turn it off, then I can move this freely, but I wanna leave it on, and we changed the grid value to a eighth note rather than a quarter note. So I'm gonna come over here, boom. And we're gonna take a listen as soon as it plays. So boom, that transitioned to this different section of the beat, right? So now that I have my beat kind of laid out, let me go ahead and hit that right there, and we're gonna I like to bring it out just a little bit past the last part of it, just so it can have, if it have reverb on it, it can just do its thing, right? So what I'm gonna do is I want to say, okay, boom, I like that. Now let me mix this stuff a little bit, right? You can get to the mixer either up here by these three little lines with the little line crosses, whatever you want to call it, or you can come over here to mixer view inside the actual hardware. Now that you are seeing that I'm inside group G1 and all the different pads, right? If you want to get out of this view, you can just come over here and click on the actual right above the name right here next to the name, and it'll double click on it, and it'll transition from groups. These are all my groups, boom, 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 group A, B, C, D, blah, 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 to the pads, all of the pads, the sounds on the pads. So what I want to do is I want to say, okay, boom, I'm in the group view, right? I can do the same thing on the hardware by just coming over here with my navigation knob and just clicking up or down, right? If I click up, then it just goes up to the group view. If I click down, then it goes over into the different sounds and everything that's on different pads. I can come over here and navigate by just hitting this jog wheel over like this, and I can do a little bit of mixing if I want to. Now, remember how I added all those plugins and everything like that? Then, like, for example, I got this sample sound right here, and you can see the halftime plugin right there. You can add different plugins, boom, just by going right here, and this is your mixer view. So I can change the different volumes, how I got this volume. I can pan it left and right. So that's a quick overview of the actual mixer. Now, how you route inside a Maschine is super dope. So I'm gonna come over here. This is a different view, so you can see I can add different plugins like that. I can route different auxes and everything. So I'm gonna get rid of the auxes. That's more in depth. You're gonna have to tune in and check out one of my videos. I think I got one on how to do. I don't know if I have auxes. I might have to do a video on how to do auxes. But all right, anyway. So I got this set up how I like it, right? So I want to come over here. I'm gonna create a different group, and I'm gonna call this group PerformXX PFX, and I'm gonna call it Stutter. Now we're getting into a little bit more advanced, but I like to show this just because it shows the power of what Maschine can do. So PFX, and we're gonna say filter. Now I'm gonna take all of these different sounds, all of these different groups, and I'm gonna route them to this and this. Right now, everything is routed to go to the master bus, which is down here. So I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna say, okay, but first we have to add an actual sound to this to this group. So let me come out of here, and I'm gonna come on PerformX, boom, and we're gonna add actual PerformX to that group, boom, and I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Oh, no. We're gonna add another PerformX. It won't allow you to map anything or route anything without something on those actual groups. So that's why I'm adding these different PerformXs to these pads. So boom, we're gonna name that to filter. That's already set to filter. Now I'm gonna come back over here to this PerformX, and I'm gonna change this to stutter. Oh, no, not ring, but stutter. Boom. Now I can come over here and say, hey, I want everything to go to stutter. Boom. Matter of fact, hold on, let me see. Let me go to master, and we can just hold down this right here and shift. All right, boom. Oh, is it shift or alt? I think it's alt. There we go, shift. And I want all of my different all of my different groups to go to H1, which is the stutter effect. Now I want the stutter effect to go to A2, which is my filter effect. And it's all gonna make sense. And I want filter effects to go to master. So it's going like this. All of these are going stopping here, boom. This is saying, hey, all right, when you're done here, stop here before you go to the master, and then boom, it goes here. Now it goes back to the master. So what's super dope about this is that I can come over here and I can say, okay, boom, add a clip, and we're gonna add a little bit of automation, right? Boom, because I got everything routed to these two groups. So all of these sounds that I created are going here, and then it's going here. So this is a little bit more advanced, but this is like a bonus tip because it's super dope what we're about to get ready to do. So I'm gonna turn on auto, boom, you can hold down shift, hold down auto, boom, and I wanna come over here to this group, and I'm gonna start from the beginning. So I'm writing automation. I'm using this Performx strip right here. You know what? Didn't even record. I'm sorry. So, but you can see that it's actually doing something there. Boom. You know what? It's not actually going and doing what I needed to do. So let's go back to the mixer, make sure I have everything routed. Boom. Yeah, I got everything going to H1. Boom. This is going to A2, and that's going to master. So it should be actually recording the automation. So, but it's not. Interesting. H1. Let's see if the filter is doing it. Oh, it did. It did right. The automation did right. All right, so it did write all the automation. For some reason it didn't show it, but you see it actually automating itself. Oh, because I don't have it. I'm slow. You guys, it did right. I didn't have this automation lanes down here. I didn't have it up. So let's get out of here. Let's delete that right there. And let's play back. You know what? Bring that back. Let's get rid of this up here. Boom. And hit delete. Boom. So I didn't have the automation lane showing up. So I'm like, why didn't I see it? Rid of this. Delete that. Boom. Let's bring that back. Control Z. Boom. Alrighty. So we're almost finished. So let me come back over here. And get rid of these over here. Boom. And let's listen to it. Not gonna save it. And that's our beat. Boom. That's pretty much it, you guys. If you made it to the end, thank you guys. I hope that that provided value to somebody. Somebody got something from that. That was a quick little, I don't want to say quick, it was about an hour worth of me going from start to finish of how I would start or begin making music inside a Maschine. There's so much more that's to the Maschine that I didn't even get to cover. So with that being said, I am creating a Maschine course where I go over literally the basics, but we dive even deeper inside of the Maschine Plus. I got the Maschine Plus, so it's gonna be Maschine Plus and inside the actual software, and I'm gonna show you guys every step, like how to sample, how to use the audio engine, how to add swing to your music, and we're gonna actually produce music in this all comprehensive course that I'm getting ready to create, or I'm actually creating it. So once that's done, man, if you're interested in that, then make sure you hit this like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell so you don't miss a thing, and we can just vibe out and make music together. The Maschine is super dope. It's powerful once you learn how to use it, and you will love it. Guarantee you will never go back to any other resource because the Maschine is dope. So without further ado, thank you guys for sticking this thing out, and I hope it has provided value, and if it did, hit that thumbs up button. Until next time, be awesome, be creative, and don't let anybody stop you from doing what it is you want to do in life. Till next time, deuces.